So, I feel... Oh, we're going to start with that. Okay. I feel the need to, I don't know, share my goblin brain today. So, welcome to Goblin Brain, where we make ramen noodles for dinner, because that's my comfort food. So, you know, life is a lot sometimes, and I know everybody's going through it. I don't know what's going on in the water, but they put some stuff in there. But, I don't know. This last decade's been a riot. And I'd like to share some of it with you in this little snippet video. So, back in 2013, well, didn't even start before then, back in like 2012, I decided it was a great idea to venture on my own before I was really ready. And made a lot of mistakes along the way, including letting myself believe that I deserved less than what was offered me, and it wasn't even that great of an offer, if I'm being honest. So in that sense, it just was all around. Like, I let a lot of bad energy into my life. And so I'm learning now that, like, you know, it could be worse. It could be so much worse. But, like, seeing and feeling that I have the self-respect now that I wish I would have had years ago, I would at least like to maybe share my journey a little bit, and maybe it'll help somebody else. I don't know. But, back in 2014, I met this guy and fell in love. Lust. It was lust. It wasn't even love. I didn't even realize what it was until starting my healing journey. But, like, I believed his nonsense. I believed all the things he was saying to me. I believed all the crap he was feeding me. And, through it all, like, I never believed that I deserved more than what he was offering, so I settled for it. And I also realize now, too, that it was more of a trauma bond, because when we first started talking, he would always make threats of unaliving himself and using that manipulation tactic, because he knew how I felt about stuff like that, to coerce me to believe that he would do it. He would fully do it if he was ever alone. And I'm glad I would never fall for that now. But I'd like to at least remind anybody, if there's ever a time, I know it can be hard, and like life can be overwhelming. So, you know, if you have a lot of empathy for it because of how you feel about it for yourself, don't let somebody else's life and their mental disposition guilt you into being with them. Give them advice. Be a friend to them. If they try to carry it beyond that, set that boundary. That you're not trying to actually be in a relationship, you just want to be a friend to them, and you want to help them through it by being supportive. But if they try to push your boundaries and push you into something by gaslighting you, manipulating you, like when the red flags start showing in the beginning, I promise you they're real. There's no mystery behind it. I mean, yes, there's mental turmoil, but that's a them problem, not a you problem. You're not responsible for the way they feel about their past. You're not responsible for them feeling better about their past. That is something that they have to work on themselves. Yes, I am. And so, like, because it'll drag you. It'll drag you to the very darkest core of your being to be with somebody like that, because they're going to suck it out of you. They're going to suck out every last ounce of joy that you have left to try to take it for themselves. But they'll never get it for themselves because they don't care about themselves at all. And maybe one day they will. Maybe one day they'll seek help. And they deserve to do that, but they have to want it. And if they don't want it, they're not going to get it from you. They're not going to get it from therapy. They're not going to get it from any source. But they will try to take it from you by any means necessary. They will make you out to be the bad guy no matter how good of a person you are. And it's terrifying because there are a lot of people out there that, get taken easily. Emotionally, physically, financially. It can mess you up in every type of way you can imagine. And it's a scary thing, really. I mean, my personal experience wasn't as bad as the next, but it is worse than others. It doesn't matter what that experience was, because at the end of the day, you can get through it if you want the change. That's the hard part. You have to accept that it's not great. You almost have to accept that this lie that you let yourself believe for whatever period of time, months, days, weeks, years, that it's not real. It's not true. It's just something that they made you believe because you were in a vulnerable state when they met you. And it's not your fault. They took advantage of your vulnerability. Like, you were in a place where you felt alone or scared or down or whatever was going on when you met that person, and they saw it in you. They saw something in you that you didn't even realize was there, but they saw it in a way. It's like toxic empathy. It's like toxic empathy. I don't even know how else to explain it, because like they see it in you. They know it exists even though you don't realize it exists, but they know how to use it against you. That's the scary part. Like this weird toxic empathy that they like find a way to turn into a weapon. What craziness. And like, I'd like to share more of my story over time. I think it might help. I got out of my relationship finally after 8 years. This past year's been something. It's definitely been a something. But I wouldn't trade it. I would never go back because I know my worth now. I know I can take on a lot more than I realized I could, and I can find better ways to cope with it, and I can find out sources, whether it's therapy, friends, family, somebody. Reach out to somebody, and not somebody that's trying to get in your DMs just to hook up. Don't reach out to those people. Same people, slightly more grown up, but they still have the same red flags. Reach out to the people that maybe you set to the side to focus on those people that had manipulated you into being in their energy and their energy only. And express to your friends what had happened. And if they don't understand, that's okay. Build a new community. There's communities everywhere, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. There are other sources of people that can understand what you're going through. And like, you are never alone in this. Even if it's just an online community of people that you talk to every day, that's better than nothing at all. And it's always good to reach out. It's always good to, make sure that you just don't hold it in. Don't ever hold it in. No matter how crazy or bad or scary it might be, there's always at least somebody. Heck, you can reach out to me. I live in the darkness. I surround myself with light and joy to try to keep it not so, but like, I live in the darkness. And so I get it. And I will always hear it. And I pass no judgment. And I hope that there are, and I know I don't even want to say I hope, because I know I have a group of people that prove it to me every day that there are people out there who will listen, and they'll and take the time to really hear you and make you feel seen and help you to see that you're not alone in this, and that you don't need to rely on these toxic people to get through it. But you do need to rely on yourself, and you have to put the work in. Loving yourself is not easy business, especially when things feel like they are up against the wall. But you're going to find way more peace when you love yourself versus trying to love somebody that can never fully return that love to you. So, with that heavy, we're going to lighten it up just a little bit. You're appreciated. I appreciate you. I don't even know you, but I appreciate you. And I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad you're pushing through it, no matter what it may be. Because that shows how much of a warrior you are. That you've gotten this far in this crazy world filled with so many people who are just constantly on the verge of doing some extra. The only actions and things that you can control is yourself. That's it. As long as you stay focused on that, you're going to get through it. You take care, and best wishes to you.